Welcome to Success and Strategy, Real Talk with Heart-Centered Women, where we will hear inspiring stories and insights from entrepreneurs who are leading their businesses with heart and strategy. I'm your host, Amanda Stickle, your strategic bookkeeper and tax accountant, and today I am joined with Melissa Tousley from Sarissa Melissa Photography. Welcome, Melissa. Do you want to share a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your business and what you've got going on?
Yes, absolutely. I'm Melissa Tousley. I'm an artist, mom, wife, life lover. My trade is I'm a portrait and branding photographer. My specialty is creating an experience of photography that's empowering, uplifting. It's something that is very transformative to so many people. And with the branding side of my business, I help small business owners to elevate their brand and to beautifully be able to say their authentic voice through photos and through branding coaching. And, these are all the things that I love so much and have been able to do here in my studio in Watertown. And it'll be 9 years since I've had this studio this October. So it just feels so honoring to be able to uplift so many business owners and people in this community through photography and branding.
Yes, I have experience with you too, and you can tell from my photo journey, just looking at the photos, the experience that I've had with you and how you've helped me grow as a business owner and as a person simply by looking at my photos, which is amazing. And you really do guide and empower people through your sessions. It's really an amazing experience. Um, and
You.
so part of having a business, we hear conversations a lot about success. So I'm curious, what does success look like to you?
Success to me is being able to build a business that is supportive of the life that I want to lead. This beautiful, loving, appreciative life that supports the family that I have. So, a couple of years ago, thinking about going full time to where I'm at now, and I feel like this point is success. It's being able to on a Tuesday say, okay, my son has a concert, I can go to that concert. It's being able to have the flexibility if a friend of mine needs help that I can go and help them. It's that flexibility of being my own business owner and being able to create my own schedule. To me, that is the true meaning of success. It's not about the stuff, but it's the experiences and the opportunities that success provides. And to me, it's just having spacious time to be able to do the things that I passionately love with the people that I love and appreciate the most.
I completely agree with you. Your time is so invaluable and you don't get it back. So
Yeah,
that that is a very key part of what success looks like for, or should look like for a lot of people, is what you're doing with your time. So I
absolutely.
completely agree.
And I think
I
of like as we get older, it's like we're not going to say, I wish I worked more. We're going to say, like, I wish I had more time with my children when they were smaller. I wish I had more time to, take out the paintbrush and paint and do the things that like really set our souls on fire.
agree. Yeah. It's it's definitely something that I'm grateful for as well in my business. Like you having time to pick up my kids early when we're end of the school year and they have a bunch of half days and not having to worry about calling out of work, and it's it's gives you peace.
Exactly.
What do you feel has made the most significant impact in getting your business to where it is today?
So I love this question so much because when you asked me this question, it was one word that came to mind, and it was love.
Oh,
And, I think about even just a couple of years ago, I was going through a divorce and I was just like falling back in love with myself, falling back in love with life, being able to vision forward, which before I was just stuck. Um, and being able to do that self-love part, read books that inspired me, pick up the paintbrush, have a new home that was inspiring to me. Even though it was teeny tiny, it was very inspiring. And then through the years, find a loving partner, my husband. um, and then motherhood love. I think motherhood love changes us so deeply in our core, in our DNA. And through motherhood, it has taught me to be tenacious and resilient. It has taught me to be motivated because, you know, the motivation of wanting more time with this beautiful child. I have this one precious, beautiful child that I want to be able to enjoy every bit of his life, and those walking moments and those dancing in the living room moments. And like, to me, love was the most significant thing, in so many different ways, that it's helped me to be the person that I am today, and loving on my community, and just bringing in like these beautiful friends that feel like family, you know, because you are one of them, who is like, we talk all the time, and it just feels like we have this beautiful like sisterhood loving relationship that we together have both been able to like watch our businesses blossom, and it's just like the coolest thing ever.
I love that. That's like an answer that I didn't expect, but also expected at the same time. Like that's just
Yeah.
like the perfect, that's it provides a different perspective, I think, for a lot of people who maybe when they hear that question, think of very like analytical answer, when really love is a huge part of it, and the self-love specifically, and really growing as a person and figuring out you, which allows you to give more out to others and build your business up. So that's amazing. And I have seen you grow, and I have seen and felt your love, and it's amazing.
It's like when you had asked the question, I had like the one answer in my head, but I kept on asking myself, I'm like, no, I was like, there feels like there's something else. And it was like when it hit me, I was like, whoa. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the answer, and so many different levels. And I think like, what, this is such a joy. I'm like, I can't wait to share this. I was so excited.
No, it gives me goosebumps and like makes me a little teary-eyed. So I love that. Now, kind of going more into the like analytical questions, how impactful has understanding your finances been in your business growth? I know it's something that we talk about a lot, so I'm curious to hear your answer.
So understanding my finances has helped me to grow my business exponentially. I wouldn't be able to be full-time in my business if I had no understanding, because I started the business back in 2010, and it was more of like, it was a hobby. Let me just try this out. Let me just charge $60 for like 3-hour experience and all of the images. And like, you know, while I was just learning and growing, and no idea of the finances. So it was just like, oh, I just want to be the creative person, you know. But I think for a lot of us business owners, we think that we have to do everything. But once I released that, like me having to do all the things, and I had a better understanding of my finances, you know, it helped me to go full time in my business, to like not even a year later buy a home, to be able to support my family, to go on our staycations. And it really, like, understanding the finances is probably one of the key elements to my business growth today.
That's great. And I do want to mention, like, it's okay if you are starting out and charging less because you might not have as many expenses. And like you said, it's a learning experience. And
Yeah.
I think if you just start somewhere and then grow as you learn. It's not like a stop, don't do anything until
No,
you know everything, because there's no knowing everything.
exactly.
It's like it's a trial and error learning experience. Business ownership is it's a journey, and you have to learn how to operate your business through, like I said, trial and error, and figuring out how much your costs are, and then how much that equates to how much you should be charging for your time and your efforts. And that's great. And I'm so, when you decided to go full time and we talked about it, and you're like, I've got this, I'm going to go full time. And then like you not shortly after, you're buying a home, your first home, at your first family home, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. You really took that understanding of your numbers and just prospered. It was fantastic.
Thank you. And I have you to really thank, honestly, for that, because I was very ashamed of like, oh, I've been doing this for a couple of years, I should know already. So it was like nobody else that had these thoughts about what I was doing. It was more just myself, like, oh no, like if somebody sees this, they're gonna say like you're doing it wrong, like this is horrible. And then like when I met you, I was just super open about it, and you empowered me with like, it's okay. You taught me some strategies, and there's things that we learn from coaches and things I learned from going to college. And but it's like it's different when you have somebody like in your business looking at the pieces, to be able to guide you. And like when I celebrate the business growth, I also celebrate my partnership with you, because through that partnership together, I say like I went full time because understanding the financials, because I have Amanda and your team being able to support me through that, being able to help me pay myself, understand like, okay, so, this is how I structure the thing. And this is like what my report is telling me. And I mean, invaluable. And then being able to buy my home because of that. So I say it was the understanding of the finances, yes, but it was the partnership between us that really helped me to be able to get to that point, and to also believe that I can, like, mentally believe like that's for me also.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that I did meet you, because now we have a beautiful friendship and partnership in business. And like I was saying, like it as a business owner, I think we try to have all the hats on and try to do every single thing. And while some people can, we're not experts in every single thing. So when we can have somebody else that does know the numbers, specifically the financial numbers and taxes and all the business logistics, it can be so helpful to kind of take that mental workload off your shoulders and off your mind, where you can put it in front of somebody who can just look at it and be like, here's what's going on, here's what's happening in your business, here's what this is saying, this is okay. Like, and having
Yeah.
somebody to kind of be that sounding board and guide to lift you up and be like, you're not alone, you're okay. And it's okay if you do this. It's okay if you take money out to pay for yourself, and all those helpful resources and tips. So, and I'm so grateful to have met you. And I'm glad you're
Oh,
grateful too.
I am so grateful. And I think about it kind of like, especially as moms in business, or like I think mom in general, we try to go in the house with all the grocery bags at once, and it's kind of like in business, like we're grabbing everything at once. Like, I got this. I don't need to ask for help. But I'm like, you know what? Let's make asking for help like sexy and joyful, and make it like this exciting thing that like we excel at our business when we ask for help, when we get somebody to, what, this task like is not really my specialty, let me ask somebody else, so that you can, as a business owner, focus on the thing that brings you the most joy, but also is like the like thing that brings the most like magic to those around you and the clients and everything.
Yeah, and I don't know how we developed that mindset where it's not okay to ask for help. But I think women specifically in business, and again, also moms, like we have like the triple X in our mindset, where we're like, we have to do everything and we have to do it perfectly. And we can't ask for help. We're going to look stupid and it's so embarrassing. But it really is a risk when we take that risk and find somebody that we connect with, and open up and be like, maybe it's like a hidden question where we're like, can you tell me what this means? And then you realize that that person's not going to yell at you or make fun of you or say negative things. And if they do, run away from that office, turn off the Zoom, close the computer, never talk to them again. But once you realize that you have support and you're not alone, and there are tons of other people that probably are thinking the same question that you weren't taught. A lot of people weren't taught business finance in school or finances in general. So I make that clear when I talk to new people, is that I don't expect you to know things that I know. I went to school for several years with this background. So it's okay if you don't know. I'm here to help you now, to teach you now.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's invaluable because it's like there's so many things. Like I even know like some of the business stuff. I'm like, I learned this stuff in school. Like I should be okay with this. But then it's like, no, because it's so different. It's like school teaches you, it's like everybody's learning the same. And then like once you have your own business, there's so many like different things. And it's like that's what makes it like so important to get somebody who like specializes and who could really like give you that freedom of like, I don't have to do this alone, but also like with like the reports and strategy that you provide, I think that's a key element. It's like you provide the guidance, the empowerment of understanding the finances, making it like fun and like, ooh, this is a joy, but also like making it understandable and being okay, like this is possible. And the strategic part that you do is invaluable because that strategic part helps with like that continuous business growth.
Yes, it does. And once you get that advice, it's important to then actually implement it. But then if you need help implementing, again, asking for help. So if you were to give one piece of financial advice or a business strategy that you have experience with, what would you say to other heart-centered entrepreneurs looking to grow their business?
So like for the first tiny step, I would say work on your money mindset. So it could be like buying, books on money mindset. There's one by Kate Northrup called Money a Love Story. It's a beautiful way to start. Yeah, looking up different kinds of books and starting there and asking yourself questions, really using the book to like write out the answers and stuff, maybe talking to another friend in business about it. And then, from that small step, maybe hiring somebody or learning from a coach that like is specializing in that money mindset. I think it's something that I know, like if I can go back in time and tell my old self that to do one thing, it would be work on your money mindset because there's beliefs that we don't even realize that we have until we start doing the work. So that would be like one of my first suggestions. Make asking for help sexy and fun and exciting and joyful, and know that like that ask for help is that step to growing your business.
I completely agree with both of those suggestions. And if anybody is looking for additional resources for money mindset, I have a workshop. And then also, Melissa and I both have experience with a coach named Danny Kenny, and she has a money mindset workshop that I know I personally take at least once a year because every year you experience different growth and changes. So doing that workshop again, it's like a new workshop. It's a new experience because you have different stability, different thoughts, different foundation. So it's a ever going process of learning and working on yourself when it comes to money mindset. It's not a one and done, I read a book, I'm good to go.
Exactly. It's like working out at the gym. And I
Yeah.
think like because each stage of our business in the beginning stages, we're just, we're learning, we're growing the business. Then at the middle stage, it's like, oh, okay, I have a little bit more money. So a different kind of mindset's going to kick in. And then you get to a higher level and it's like, ooh, like who is this persona? So there's like so many different layers to the money mindset. And it really is, it's like going to the gym. You can't just do it one time and have all the muscles. You gotta keep on doing it to nourish your body, nourish your mind, and then be able to like mentally be strong for the growth that happens in the business.
I love that. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I really enjoyed hearing your insights and again your story. I know your story, but hearing little different pieces, it's really interesting, and I hope this was helpful for other heart-centered entrepreneurs who are listening. And before we close up, is there a place where people can go to follow you and connect with you and reach out and be like, hey, Melissa, let's chat?
Yes, absolutely. So Sarissa Melissa Photography on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have a beautiful VIP group that is for women and it's very empowering and uplifting. We just have fun in the group. So if anyone wants to join that, I have information on that as well. But usually Instagram is my favorite place to hang out. So everybody can follow there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll include your links in the description so people can click and find you and follow you. Well, thank you again so much for joining me. It was a great experience, and I hope you enjoyed this as well. And I look
This was
forward
awesome.
to, yeah, it was.
Thank you so much for everything that you do and like all like the strategy and everything that you put into your business, because it really does like help empower so many heart-centered entrepreneurs. Like I know myself from personal experience, and I know from like talking to others, like you have been able to help so many business owners grow their business from all different trades, coaches, photographers, nonprofits, and everybody in the communities. Like she is somebody who is helping me to grow in the most heart-centered, like filling way with help and strategy, and also like making us feel like really relieved. So thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. And to close it up, I look forward to seeing you guys all next week with our next guest, which will be a surprise. And I hope to see you there. If you'd like to be a part of this and be a guest or have any questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to comment below or send me a message. Thank you guys for joining.